Hello, gorgeous people. How are we doing today? As you hop on, say hello, tell me how you're doing. How has your morning been? Hi, Tracy. Lovely to have you with me this morning. Not this morning, this afternoon. This afternoon. You've done so much this morning. Now, time to breathe. I love that. Beautiful. Hi, Janet. Oh, bless you. Happy to see my happy smiling face again. Oh, how nice. Thank you so much. Oh, let me get my phone because I can't see everyone's name. Hi, Alison, lovely. Oh, nice to see you again. Hi, Mandy. Lovely to have you here. Hi, Melanie. How are you? Hi, Marie. Am I saying that right? I so hope so. Hi, Sam. Oh, what did you say there, Sam? You've just finished your Christmas resin decorations. Oh, I love that. Beautiful. Or you'll have to share some photos. I really want to see those. Hello from your bed. Who said that? Gabby. Hello, lovely. You overdid it yesterday, but decided to rest today. I love it. Really pleased to hear that. Not the overdoing it, but the resting bit. Hi Dawn, lovely to see you. Hope you are doing okay. Oh, I love the fact you're all saying hello to each other as well. How nice. So, hi Ruth, lovely to have you here, hon. Hope you're doing okay. So we're on day 3 already. I can't quite believe it's going too quick. I don't know if anyone else feels like this, but it feels like it's going way too quick because I'm so enjoying this time with you. I have absolutely loved reading your comments, reading your takeaways, loving hearing how perhaps it's made you reevaluate how much you're looking after yourself and where you may need to reprioritize and start putting yourself first for what for some of you may be the first time in your life. So I am so pleased to hear that. As you've heard, that was a long journey for me. That was it took me a while to get there. So if I can help people do that, that just absolutely fills me up. So, hi Louise, lovely to have you here. Oh, so many of you hopping on. Today being Wednesday, I've spent the morning crying as it's 27 weeks today since I found my husband dead in the house. I so need this meditation today. I'm sending you so much love. Grief is such a difficult experience and an ongoing experience, and lots of self-care, lots of self-love, lots of self-compassion, and you'll get through it, lovely. You will. Everyone's sending you love, so hopefully we can find a way to give you some self-care during this hour together. So, and I'm just seeing all the vestiges of love coming in for you, so I'm hoping that just fills you up a little bit and helps ease some of the pain that you're going through. So, a bit of a housekeeping as usual to start with. If you want to be in for the prize draw on Monday, then you need to like the videos or love the videos, because why wouldn't you love them? Comment on the videos, even if it's just say hello. It just means that I can see you're actually engaging. There's lots of evidence around if you just watch something, you don't take in nearly enough as if you were actually participating. So what I hope with asking you to comment is it kind of builds that into more of a participation as opposed to something you just listen to. And then after each day, on those posts that I've been putting in the group that says, what's your biggest takeaway? Just put one thing there, because that reflection will also help you. It will also help you start to integrate some of this into your life, because it will help you realise where there's areas that you might need to put more focus in. So, also the other thing to say is, if you haven't already, we've got the mini retreat running on Monday. That will be happening on Zoom. It is completely free, but it's a different link because it's Zoom. So you need to sign up. There's a post in the group. Scroll through the group, you'll find it. And during that mini retreat, we'll be bringing together the meditations that we're looking at this week, so we can have an hour of just pure indulgence, pure self-care, and just really refill ourselves ready for the festive season, because it's December next week, which again is just bizarre. So yeah, make sure you sign up if you want to be a part of that. And like I said, there's only 100 spaces I can take on Zoom, and I think there's 240 people in this group now, which is fantastic. Welcome, lovely to have you here. So there won't be room for everyone, is what I'm conscious of. So if you do want to be a part of that, sign up. And if you sign up, you also get a copy of the recording, so you can come back to it anytime you need it. So, what else did I need to say to you? So as I promised, later on I will be sharing with you something for those of you that feel like these 5 days have been wonderful, really enjoyed it, but I know it's not going to be enough for me. And the reason being that it took me a while to get my meditation practice into a daily routine. As I've mentioned, I'm naturally not a disciplined person. I'm naturally, not a routine person. In fact, I tend to rebel against routine. So I knew I needed some accountability around it. I knew I needed more support. I also knew that I was... there was this whole world of meditation that I really wanted to explore and know more about. So if that's something, if that resonates with you, if that feels like that's where you are, or for whatever reason, if you just fancy doing more, then I will be sharing something with you at the end of today. So those of you that are interested can stay on, and I'll be sharing a link into the group around finding out more information about that, which I'm really excited about, but I'll tell you more about that later. But just to recap, so what we have covered already over these 2 days is that meditation is an extremely powerful tool in terms of helping you unpack your own patterns of behaviour, your own patterns of thinking, rewiring your stress response, but also helping you take back control of your happiness, of your state of being, no matter what's going on around you, no matter what your relationships are like, no matter what your circumstances are like. You have a choice. You have a choice how you feel, how you think, how you show up. And it's one of the reasons I love it so much. I found it such an empowering process, realizing that actually I didn't have to wait to be happy. I didn't have to wait for things to be perfect. I could choose to be happy now. And there's something really liberating about that. So we had a look at that. We looked at the relationship between time and our level of self-worth. and where perhaps you haven't been prioritizing your needs, and where perhaps you've been adopting a role in your life that's not really serving you, and how you may want to just rethink that. And today we are going to be diving in to something a little bit different. So we will be going into energy, and I expect there's lots of you that's worked with energy in this group. I expect there's lots of, like me, Reiki masters who love working with energy. But energy for me was this kind of airy-fairy concept before I came to meditation. I'd always been really, I look back now, an empath. I could, pick up on feelings of people. In fact, I was often overwhelmed by feelings of people. I sometimes used to struggle in big groups of people because the energy would kind of build, but I couldn't put words to that. I would often feel really drained after social events, and I'm sure lots of you in here can relate to some of this. I'm sure many of you are empaths. And actually, one thing meditation gave me was some language behind all of this, some understanding behind all of this. I remember during my first meditation course that I attended, we did this Zen Buddhist energy meditation. And I went into it really skeptical. I went into it thinking, is this just my imagination? Was kind of my thought process, being completely open and honest. Or it all sounds a bit woo-woo, because I do have a really practical side. I like to have evidence for things, and I like to see results, and I'm quite practical, really. And I remember being sat in this meditation, and my teacher was guiding us through the introduction. And all of a sudden I thought, I could notice this energy. I could feel this energy. And I remember being surprised and a bit shocked. And during this course, we did a 25-minute meditation. And I can remember the teacher went around the room and was asking everyone about their experiences and how they found that. And I remember just feeling so overwhelmed, just almost like I wanted to cry. Because it kind of, like I said, had given a language to something that I'd already been experiencing, but not really acknowledging, if that makes sense. And as we go through some of this today, hopefully this will put a language behind something that you may not have even noticed, but you've experienced. And it's really powerful. Once you can work with your energy, once you can learn to settle it, once you can learn to tap into different patterns of energy, you can then utilize that in your day-to-day life. Because we already do it to a certain degree. We know that before a job interview, we might do some breathing techniques, or, try and calm down, try and settle ourselves down. Well, this will help around anything like that, as well as how to pump yourself back up. So if you're in a state where you're really feeling lethargic, and we're going into the winter season where sometimes you have to dig deep to get going, we can use energy meditations to help give us a bit of fire, give us a bit of boost throughout the day or the season or whatever it is you need. So how does that sound? And how are you going into this? Are you going into this thinking, that sounds rather woo-woo? Or are you thinking, oh my God, that sounds fantastic and I'm excited to learn more? Oh, loving seeing the comments come through. Lots going on. Oh, Tracy, you filled 11 pages of your journal on this journey since Monday. I love that, and I'm a huge fan of journaling. And yeah, I was going to say something about that, but I'll leave it till later. It forms a big part of something I'm going to be sharing with you later on. And yeah, lots of you are learning Reiki, spiritual healing, doing crystals. Oh, I love it. Definitely an empath. Someone would love to learn about Buddhism. Who was that? Sam. Sam, you would, yeah. So much to share with you, lovely, around that. Sounds great. Brilliant. Okay, cool. So we're going to be looking at the basis of Ayurveda medicine. So for those of you that don't know, I'm an Ayurvedic coach, and Ayurveda is the sister science to yoga. It's basically a system that helps us stay in balance mentally, emotionally, physically. So I tend to work mainly with clients that have got health issues, and it was fundamental in helping me manage my arthritis. Like I say, I had periods of my health journey where I was literally unable to do lots of things. I couldn't go upstairs, I couldn't pick up my son, there was all sorts. I remember, crying in the car one time because I couldn't find a parking space near enough to a shop, and I just knew I was going to be in so much pain walking across the car park. That feels like such a lifetime ago now, and I am so grateful for my journey, so really pleased to share with you some of the basis of Ayurvedic medicine and the energy side to it, and this is the fundamentals really. Although saying that, Ayurvedic medicine doesn't just concentrate on things like meditation. Obviously, it looks at the food we eat, the lifestyle we live, how much sleep we're getting, so much. But today we will just be focusing on the meditation side. I'm loving reading your comments today. Ooh, who struggles this time of year? Catherine, you struggle this time of year. So energy sounds great. And Gabby, you were just having some chicken broth to heal. Sounds perfect, lovely. Rebecca, I have TMJ. Would that help? I'm not sure what TMJ is, lovely. The thing is with Ayurveda, it doesn't have the same names for diseases and conditions as we have in the UK. So sometimes there's a bit of unpicking what that is and then bringing it across. But what I will say is I haven't found a client where it hasn't helped. And I've dealt with lots of clients with autoimmune conditions. I would say it's especially good for that. But even things like supporting weight loss, supporting things like heart disease. I've worked with people that have recovered from strokes. So all sorts. Anyway, it's the face muscle, very painful. Definitely then. Yes, I will. TMJ, is that around here in the jaw? Anyway, we could go off topic, but yeah, we can have a chat sometime if you would like. Oh, yeah, bless you. If it's what I think it is, then definitely. I'm sure it would anyway. Like I say, I haven't found a condition yet. So, let's get to the real basics of Ayurveda. And Ayurveda works on the principle that everything is energy, and we know this through science. Everything is energy. It's just molecules and the energy that vibrates. We know this. But what Ayurveda tells us is within that energy there's patterns. So patterns that manifest in different ways. Those of you that have been with me for a while, you all know this. This will be second nature to you now. You will be able to teach the group this now, I'm absolutely sure, as well as give them lots more information. So, I tried to break it down as simply as I could. So what I will talk you through is how these different energies manifest, these different patterns of energies manifest. The thing is, we already know this. Instinctively, it's even into our language, it's intertwined with the language of how we talk about things. So as I talk this through, you'll see that. You'll think, oh yeah, that makes sense. Well, I hope so. Let me know if not. And as I go through this list, I want you to think about, and bear in mind we have all of these patterns of energy within us. There'll be some that show up more for us. And those will be the ones that we will need to work with most. As well as checking in with ourselves on a regular basis and saying, what's going on for me today? So let me go through them, and hopefully this will make a bit more sense. So we have the energy pattern of Kapha. And this is, if we think about, this is the elements of earth and water. So if you think about what happens when you mix earth and water together, you get a really heavy, dense, sticky mud. And so if this energy pattern is going on for us in the body, and I'll be focusing mainly on the mind as opposed to any kind of physical symptoms, but we might say things like we're down in the dumps. So if we think about that heaviness, we might say things like we're feeling low. We might say we're under the weather. So literally, if you think it's like down, heavy, and it's generally in our lower parts of our body that we feel this. On a really positive note, we might say that someone's really grounded, that they're really earthy, that they're really down to earth. So this is kind of, again, thinking about the shadow and the light, like we did with the archetypes yesterday. These energy patterns also have a kind of shadow side when they're in excess, but also a really beautiful side to them. So people that have a lot of Kapha energy are those kind of earth mamas, is what I want to say. They're like the ones that just give you a hug and you feel instantly better. There's a real calm, nourishing, beautiful energy about them. So we need this energy within us. We need this energy to keep us grounded, to keep us feeling safe, to keep us feeling connected to earth. Let me know if that resonates with any of you. Then we have, and this moves up the body a bit more. So this is more in the middle section of the body, like the middle column of the body. The energy of Pitta. And Pitta is the elements of fire and water. But the water, if we think of the water more like an oil, something that fuels that fire. So again, we have this entwined in our language. in terms of, we would say things like someone's quite fiery. We would say they're quite hot-headed. But again, we would also use this in a really positive way. So things like, the first thing that came to my head is that girl's hot. Or you've got fire in your belly. You know, we would say, oh, they've got fire in their belly. You know, they're passionate. They've got that kind of excitement about them. Or we say it like red hot passion. You know, it's that real fire element. And this gives us the ability to transform, to take action, to feel passionate about things, to go after our dreams and desires. So it's really important that we have that element of fire within us, otherwise we just never get anything done. And then we have the energy of Vata, and this is now up here. And if you think, as these energies go up, they get lighter. So your Kapha energy is really quite heavy and grounding and stabilizing. Up here is a little bit lighter for your Pitta energy. And then you come to up here and this is now the elements of air and ether. So it's quite light. But again, it's entwined in our language. We instinctively know this. So we would say things like, someone's away with the fairies, or up in the clouds is another way that we would say that. Light-headed. But also, if we think about it on a really positive note, this is kind of like, this is the energy that gives us inspiration, creativity, allows us to dream. So we need this, and it can be a really inspiring type of energy. This is great to tune into if you're looking to do something artistic, or you're feeling really stuck with something. And it allows you to feel quite uplifted, literally, because it's uplifted. So which of those patterns of energy, like I say, we've got all of them within us. But the likelihood is there'll be one, maybe two, sometimes all three, that show up for us more. Now, there's also a really physical side to some of these, and I'm not sure if it would be helpful to dive into those initially. But there's, like I say, there can be a real shadow side to these as well when we have them in excess. So too much Kapha energy can mentally and emotionally lead to us feeling very low, very depressed, unmotivated, not wanting to do anything, perhaps wanting to stay in bed all day, not wanting to move our bodies. Too much Pitta energy can lead to us feeling frustrated, angry, snappy at people that we love, impatient. Have I said that? Possibly. But if we think about that fire element, those kind of fiery emotions. And too much Vata can lead to us feeling ungrounded, overwhelmed, anxious, a little bit out of control, a bit like we can't focus on one thing. We're here, there. Now, we live in a very Vata world. We live in a world where there is so much information coming at us at one time. We're with, the inventions of things like smartphones and computers and emails we're constantly being trained to not focus on one thing at a time. We've got notifications going off here and there, and so that's generally somewhere we all need to work with. But what we will be doing in the meditation is looking at how we can tune into each of these, so you can draw on whatever you need in that moment. So those days when you might be feeling really kapha, cannot get out of bed, do not want to get out of bed, then you can really tap into that pitta fire, and you can get that fire in your belly and that passion going, so that you feel inspired to get out of bed. Those days when you're, really struggling to write a report or write something creative or create a piece of art that you've been working on, then you might want to tap into that Vata energy and really work with that, get your inspiration going, get your ideas popping in. And those days where everything's feeling a little bit overwhelming, a little bit like your attention is being pulled from pillar to post, your stress levels through the roof, and everyone wants a piece of you, then you might want to sink into that kapha energy and get that nourishing, nurturing Mama Earth feeling. So is this making sense? Let me know. Those are those 3 patterns of energy: kapha, pitta, vata. And like I say, if you think of them working from the bottom up, so kapha is the earth, then you come up to the fire, then you go up to the air. Janet makes perfect sense. Tracy makes so much sense. Wonderful. So, what I will invite you to do is get comfy, get a nest ready, and we will spend some time with this today. After the meditation, we will be doing an oracle card reading, of course, because we have to. And then for those of you that want to stay on and learn a little bit more about how, if you want to, you can continue working with me, just to help you get your meditation practice established and you feeling really confident, so that you can take that skill away and use it for the rest of your life, then I'll be sharing that at the end. So if you know that's not for you, then you can hop off and leave us if you want to. But completely up to you, I'll let you know. So, get your nest ready, get comfy. I'm seeing all the comments coming through, it's making sense. Oh, Alison, you love covering Ayurveda again. Yeah, I know. It is beautiful practice. Okay. So as always, take a moment, get comfy, and close your eyes. And as we always start, just taking a moment to bring your awareness to the breath in the belly. And just noticing that gentle rise and fall that happens automatically. No effort required by you at all. And noticing how the rhythm is for you in this moment. Is it fast or slow? Is it quite deep in the body today? Or is it more shallow? Is that rhythm steady? Or is it creating a rhythm of its own? And as always, if at any point in this meditation you get pulled away into thought or distraction, just know that's absolutely okay. Just gently redirect your attention when you notice. And I want you to bring your attention now to the parts of you that are making contact with either the floor or the chair beneath you. And notice the feeling of weight in these areas of the body. This part of you that's keeping you stable, connected to earth, rooted down. And allow yourself to just enjoy this feeling of weight, of being supported. And you may, in your mind's eye, want to see if you can visualize this as an energy around the lower part of your body, weighing you down, connecting you to earth. And with each breath you take in, you notice that feels stronger, allowing you to feel more stable. I'll leave you for a moment to just strengthen this feeling in the lower half of your body. From your hips downwards, this heaviness connecting you to earth. It feels stronger with each breath you take in. And if you find yourself doubting what you're experiencing or wondering if you're doing it right, that's absolutely fine. Just come back to this area of the body, noticing this feeling of weight, this grounding down. And bringing your attention further up now, this central column between the hips and the heart space. And again, start to breathe into this area. This is the energy of fire and water, your inner power, your passion, your drive, your motivation to go out and achieve wonderful things in the world. Breathe into this space. Allow it to come alive. And that feeling of passion to increase. You may even feel warmth as you work with this area of the body. You may notice nothing, and that's absolutely fine. Just know the more you allow your attention to focus here, the more you will experience it. You may even find it helpful to imagine a flame in the center of your body. Which gets bigger with each breath you take in. And moving your attention a little further up now, from the heart space to just above your head. Allowing yourself to breathe into this area. Noticing that as you do, it begins to feel lighter, clearer, open. The lightness of air. You may find it useful to visualize maybe light clouds or sparkles clearing this area, filling it with lightness, space, for inspiration to drop in. And taking a moment now to just review those 3 parts of the body. The heaviness and weight at the bottom. The fire in the belly and the middle of the body. The lightness around the head, the shoulders, and noticing if there's any one of those 3 you just want to spend a little bit more time with. Allow yourself to do that now. And taking a moment to put your hands on your heart space. And thank yourself for making this time for you, for showing up, for being here. Perhaps sending some love to the people that are sharing this experience with you. Gratitude for their support. And perhaps taking a moment to consider, which of these energies do you feel you need a bit more of, that you can continue working with after our 5 days are over? And as and when you're ready, slowly opening your eyes, coming back to the outside world. Okay, lovelies. How are you feeling? How was that? I have to admit, I can feel the energy around my head. I feel a little bit, away with the fairies. I think I overindulged in Vata energy there. So, share your experience. If you felt absolutely nothing, that's absolutely fine. I want to just reassure you of that. And when we do these kind of more visualizations or incorporate that into our meditation, some people see things, some people kind of hear things, some people know things. Whatever it is for you, just trust. Trust that your experience is just as it should be, that it doesn't need to be the same as someone else's, that it is just as powerful being yours. Oh wow, okay, loving the comments. Oh wow, that's wonderful. Oh, Janet, that is beautiful. And you don't sound like a hysterical grieving widow. You sound like you just experienced something very special. So, sending you love, hon. Oh, I love this, and I could spend all day reading your comments about this and diving into this, but I can't believe we've got 7 minutes left. I tell you what, I need to make these 2 hours really, but hey ho. But I expect you've all got other things you need to be doing. So I'll pull an oracle card, and then for those of you that want to find out a bit more. So basically, I was thinking that, like I say, when I started meditation, these 5 days, I don't think it would have been enough for me. I was not used to prioritizing my needs. It was an alien concept for me, and I knew I needed some kind of support and accountability around that. So I've put together a 6-week program. Bearing in mind it takes 21 days to form a habit, this is basically double that. So you should be really in a beautiful habit and routine by the time we conclude our 6 weeks together. You will have direct access to me. We will have weekly workshops where we will dive into the focus for the week, as well as, on top of that, additional resources for you to dive into some of the inner discovery work outside of the meditation space. So things like, you were talking about journaling earlier, there will be some work around that will be incorporated into this program to allow you to start unpacking some of your patterns, some of your cycles that you might be experiencing. So for example, where I talked about how I was looking for validation in a relationship, and then I thought I'd broke that cycle, but really I just transferred it over to my work. And it will help you to start see those things, start unpack those things, have the support from me to start addressing those things and make different choices, as well as learn some fabulous meditations, lots of different meditations. My experience in meditation started in Zen, led to Reiki, led to Ayurveda, led to shamanism. So I have a whole breadth of different meditations that I draw on, that I love sharing. So I will put a link in the group so you can find out a bit more about my 6-week program and I've called it Exploration, because that's what meditation is, isn't it? It's about us exploring our internal universe, which is so broad and has so much depth. Oh, I'm loving the comments. Felt like you melted into the chair, away with the fairies in your head. A lot less pain, more energy to continue your day. Okay, so your card for today, and as always, a very apt card. I don't know if you can see that. It's not looking very clear on there because of the colours, but it says, I am presence. So your card to inspire you for today, you have pulled this card today as an indication that you're connecting with your I am presence at a deeper level. Just like each of us has spirit guides and angels that walk with us in the higher realms, we have an aspect of ourselves that resonates at a higher state of consciousness. The I am presence is the all-loving, all-knowing, all-wise aspect of yourself that holds profound guidance and wisdom at all times. It resonates pure love and healing energy and is the divine aspect of your soul. Your I am presence pours love and wisdom upon you, and you're being asked to open and receive its divine light. Your I am presence is calling you to connect deeply with the divine aspect of yourself. If you've been feeling lost or lacking direction, your I am presence holds answers to the questions, and it's offering divine guidance loud and clear. This aspect of you is the best guide for you right now. It's time to allow and trust yourself at a deeper level. You're being guided to take some time to strengthen and deepen this connection by meditating, writing, and doing those things that allow you to feel the higher vibration of your soul. There is an abundance of positive energy flowing to you at this time as you walk with your I am presence, and it creates a deeper feeling of fulfillment and well-being in your life. It's time to listen and take note of that wisdom that is pouring into your soul at this time. This card may also indicate that you've been working on deepening your connection, and your life is starting to resonate more positively. Your I am presence is celebrating your hard work and commitment to your highest state of being. Keep up the great work. My I am presence shines brightly through me for all to see. Oh dear, they're always so unbelievably bang on, I have to say. They blow me away. Yeah, let me know if that resonates with you. So, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have enjoyed a very brief introduction into the patterns of energy according to Ayurveda. It's a real passion of mine. Love Ayurveda, and it's helped me so much in so many different ways. And tomorrow I look forward to seeing you for day 4. We've got still more to come. Then day 5 on Friday, and I'm going to keep some time aside on Friday for a kind of Q&A. So if you've got any questions that are coming up for you as we've moved through these 5 days, then make a note of them. Bring them along Friday and I can answer them as we go. Any help, anything you're struggling with, then I'm here to help. Make the most of it. Okay, so I so look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I will post a link in the group for those of you that are interested in more support. And I think that's it. Oh, and I will also post a link or a post in the group about what was your biggest takeaway from today. So if you want to be in for the prize draw, make sure to comment on that too. Okay, sending you so much love. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a gorgeous evening. Take care.